welcome to the program. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Fridays are usually very beautiful, calm. It's a state of mind. You have to plan enjoyment into your day today. Plan enjoyment. I know it's been really tough these days. The price of fuel it's increasing because I passed the filling station today and they are now selling $5.90. Before night was $5.45, $5.50, now $5.90. And some are already saying they're buying for $600. So I understand. We're in this together, but it's Friday. Enjoy that and show that you plan enjoyment into your day today. Now, I have the newspapers ready here to give to you this morning. So we'll start with the Punch newspaper. So the first headline here says Supreme Court affirms Imo LP governorship candidate. That's the story here on this, the Punch newspaper. It says that the Supreme Court affirms Imo LP governorship governor candidate. That's what is here in the papers. Now, another story says Google announces 75 million Naira grant for 15 Nigerian SMEs. Indefinite strike, labor protests as federal government threatens union leaders with contempt charge. Academic record, Atiku asks court to overrule Tinubu's objection. Nigeria feel quality prize attracting smugglers, customs. And still here in the Punch newspaper, we have here that Mohbad, Lagos police arrest Sam Larry. Robbers lay siege to Saple Bini Road, attack motorist passengers. Now to the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have that why you can't go on your planned strike. Federal government tells NLC TUC. Oshodia Papa Lagos truck stakeholders meet as gridlock worsens. And ICPC auctions 2 containers of seized sample items at Tinker Port. And okay, that's all from the Vanguard. Let's move to the Daily Trust this morning. Police arrest Sam Larry over Mohbad's death. And no confusion about Kaduna Tribunal judgment for Governor Sani. Impeachment. Ondo Deputy Governor slammed with 14 gross misconduct allegations. Ekiti to conduct a local government election December 2nd. And still in the Daily Trust this morning, Coons, Africa needs to rejig its democracy, says Jonathan. Now to the Guardian newspaper this morning. Lawman seals Lagos plazas for environmental offences. PDP APC hopeful as the Ogun Tribunal delivers judgment tomorrow. Umahi camp returns as union intervenes in workers' protest. As they hear in the Guardian newspaper, women protest against mother arrest in Delta. Nationwide strike. Government dangles carrots sticks to weaken labor reserve. That story is here in the Guardian newspaper. Now to the Nations this morning. Negotiations with state governors. NEC tells NLC TUC. Negotiate with state governors. NEC tells NLC TUC. Financial reforms ready for unveiling, says Cardoso. How Southeast can overcome insecurity by governors, leaders. That story you get in the Nation's newspaper. Now to the Sun this morning. Strike. Federal government labor on coalition cause. Your sacrifices won't be in vain, Shetima assures Nigerians. Southeast, Okoje-Iweala, Oti, Mba, others seek regional economic cooperation. That is in the Sun newspaper. And we also have in the Sun this morning that 50 UK Nigerians, NGOs, urge Britain to return Ibori's loot to the federal government. And finally, here in the Sun newspaper, it says that rejected Tinubu's objection on academic records. Atiku tells U.S. court. Now, there is a headline I missed here from the Punch newspaper that says that Umahi locks out workers. Protesters cite hardship for lateness. That story is here in the Punch. Now, finally, let's look at this day newspaper for some headlines. We also have this story. I think it's in all of the papers. Atiku files a response, says president's objection to release of CSU records baseless. 1.5 million children in Kanu malnourished, state governor reveals. Federal government commences drafting of Nigeria's secular economy roadmap framework. Now, these are your headlines this morning from all of these newspapers. I just gave you seven. Read the headlines from you from 7 newspapers. Now, connect with Rufai Oseni for the analysis of the stories here. If you're regular, you already know how we do it. Rufai Oseni is a top analyst on this program, and Obed Awede is also analyst on the program. So now I'm connecting with him right away, and then we'll get talking. But if you haven't joined us on YouTube, you're sitting on, what will I say? How do they say it, Seth? But if you haven't joined us on YouTube, you're sleeping on a bike. Yeah, that's it. So please join us on YouTube. Be part of our community, growing community. Share, like it, and also comment, leave a nice comment for us. Okay, now the stories here this morning, quite a number of stories, but top on the list is also the protest, indefinite strike. That's also top on the list this morning. I know we talked about it yesterday. I have Rufai Oseni on the line with me. Good morning to you, sir.
Morning, Mary. Bless you. Friday, bless everyone.
Yeah, happy Friday to you. Okay, I was saying that top on the list this morning, it's about the indefinite strike, labor protest as the federal government threatens union leaders with contempt charge. And that's the story. It's on all of the papers this morning. It's about labor, TUC, all going on this indefinite strike.
Anyway, Mary, I'm not surprised because I said it here before now. If you remember my analysis, maybe here or in Abuja, I had said that part of the strategy government will normally use to be able to quell a strike is to threaten contempt, go to court, or divide the ranks. So for the first time, the TUC at the end of the day have been able to close ranks, then they are threatening contempt. But it doesn't seem they will still try to divide the ranks. So let's watch this drama unfold. But what we just call for is government accountability. Government should listen to labor and listen to their demands and talk over it. It's because government has shown bad faith. That's why we're going through this route.
You know, there are speculations that on October 1st, the president will give his speech and he will tell Labour that all of your demands are going to be met, will meet them, and then Labour will stand down. That's the speculation. That's what people are projecting will happen.
I think those speculations have been thrown away.
Really?
So I been a counter word as regards those speculation. You know, it's just whimsical speculation. The most important thing is talk to Labour, try as much as possible to reach a conclusion of the matter and settle it out. If government wanted to do that, they would have done that many months ago. All right, since the 19th of June, they couldn't get that done. So that doesn't hold water as a time we speak. I think the best speculation is when government is able to listen to the demands of Labour and be realistic in their own expectations, because Labour too have their own challenges. Yeah. I was speaking to the DC president the other day and I asked him a question and I said, okay, all of these Labour demands you're asking for, how much is it going to cost? And he gave me a speculative answer. So these are the challenges here and there.
Oh, a speculative answer.
Yeah, I mean, so he said they wanted to, one of their demands is for them to freeze wages for workers in level 4 and level 5, which are the low end of the wrong workers. And I said, okay, how much is that going to cost the federal government? He said, by our calculation is about 10 to 15 billion. Not assertive on the numbers. Then he also came back and said, oh, we're not saying we want a wage increase. I'm like, oh, so what have you guys been saying all this way? So Labour also needs to get the arguments right, you know. So let's say I found out.
They need to clarify things. Let's know what they are really asking for. Now, in the news this morning, we have Omai. It says CAM returns as union intervenes in workers' protest. Now, there was protest yesterday because my locked out workers. They came in late, so he locked them out. Now the workers turned to protest. They cite hardship for the lateness. But what do you think about that approach? The way he's been lately.
So both parties are wrong, and they say two wrongs don't make a right. At first, yeah, you can accuse Omahi for being high-handed in his approach, like the workers complained that he's been high-handed, and the fact that yes, he's been going all around, talking down at them, and all sorts. Yes, you can blame him for that. You can also blame him for the approach because if people violate any laws, you don't just take indiscriminate action in your hands by going to lock the gate. You have to pass through the civil service laws. There are ways to punish people. But truth has to be told, the workers too that are complaining, they too are very wrong. You don't come late to work. And it's very sad that we have a civil service that doesn't see anything big deal about coming late to work. That don't even respect the ethics of the office they work in. And now they're pointing accusing fingers. Nigerian workers too should learn. Or the civil servant. Sorry, I just had to throw something. The civil servant also should to learn how to be able to be at work on time. Because in their arguments, the resumption time is supposed to be 8 o'clock. Mr. Umahi said they had pushed the resumption time to 9 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, these workers were not still at work.
9:30, that he was there at 9:30. Over about 300 workers were not at work.
What kind of work ethic we're building in this country? And that's why productivity in Nigeria is the third lowest in the world. So if civil servants cannot get to work by 9:30 and 10 and now over 9:30 they were trolling in and they met the gate long and they started to shout. So they too, they are worse than the Humai they are complaining about because they too have shown gross negligence, disrespect for their place of work, and they too should be sanctioned. And I think what should solve all of this is steeper penalties. One thing I would suggest is I think this should be done across all civil service and ministries. They should put in a clock in, clock out machine. Once your clock in, clock out machine does not read that you clock in at a certain time for all of the month, all of the days of the month, then they should surcharge you and remove from the salary. Pure and simple. I think that's the only way. So I've come to see that.
If they do that very soon, the ministry will say they need to employ more people that will be in charge of the clocking in and the clocking out.
No. It's a machine. It's already
the person that will read the machine, that will sit there and read the machine and make sure that
it's you will have a back end to it. I mean, you don't need anything with work the machine. You see, that's the thing about except they go and spoil the machine. But if they don't, if it's there, it will register your clock in, your clock out. So all you just need to do is to put it at the door. Everybody, you are synced with your fingerprints or your identification card or something. So once you clock in, it clocks the time you clock in, and it sends to the central server. I think that will solve that problem. But lateness must not be tolerated. It is sad. So both of them are wrong.
Nigerian civil servants on this table, lateness. Sometimes you go to there was time I wanted to get a license or something. I went there. I think at 2 noon, there was nobody there. Just the secretary said I have to wait. I came the next day. So that is something that is very common with lots of civil servants.
So how does the nation want to be productive? And these are the people that are quick to complain and cry for salary raise when they are not even doing the job. So how can the nation be productive that way?
But when you sort them, and maybe you give, they will call you and tell you, he's ready. Come and pick it up. Come on, Josh, you do want me to bring it to you? So that's what it is. Another
massive civil service reforms, honestly. Our civil service today as it is not fit for purpose.
And that's the gospel truth. Another story here says that 50 UK Nigerian NGOs, they've urged Britain to return Ibori's loot to the federal government. Because Ibori loot is still there, that they've not returned it yet. So we don't know what they've been waiting for. That's why the British and Nigerian civil society group have called on the British government to return funds they've taken from James Ibori. The figure of the fund, the loot, the figure is not here, but that's what it's been said. Okay, I've seen it. It said 101.5 million pounds.
It's quite
Yeah, that's a huge amount of money.
quite sad that we have a nation where our political officers can loot so much. That's the sadness at first. And secondly, but you know what is even more sad is the fact that I hope when this money is returned to Nigeria, it will not be relooted. Because it is only in this country that money that has been looted before, when it comes back, there's a lot of brouhaha that is being generated as regards the money is being spent. So we need to be able to look at
Maybe,
factors.
the last one day, maybe the British government, they will have to now tell us how to spend the money, or we'll tell them what we want to do with the money before they will return the money to us and monitor it so that it will not be relooted.
Hopefully.
Now, to another news here. This is quite popular. It says that the police have finally arrested Sam Larry over the death of Mohbad. They're already probing in on him. And I think some days ago, they said that Naira Marley was sent a word-for-word audio of what really transpired, the last conversation he had with Mohbad, saying that he has no hand in his death, although many Nigerians do not believe him. But Sam Larry now being taken into custody. I think it's the investigation is moving.
I think it is sad that Mr. Naira Marley will sit somewhere where there are charges, where there are, investigations as regards the death of somebody, and be sending audio in self-defense. All of those audio, you should go and hand them over to the police when investigation starts. And turn it up in. Sam Larry has been picked up as he came from Nairobi. Turn yourself in and go say what nobody's accusing you of anything. Let the police finish their investigation, but turn yourself in. Pure and simple, so that we can get to the end of this matter once and for all. And most importantly, I keep saying the future of his son, Liam, is my priority. The sad reality is, yes, justice needs to be served, it ought to be served, so that it will be a deterrent in our society. But what about the future of those remaining? The future of his son. I'm talking about Mohbad's son. That's what's priority. So, in also all of this, let's not also forget the son and what will become of his life, and let people also help as much as possible to ensure that the son, lives an admirable life.
Someone has sent in a question for you. Let me just quickly take it. It said, Hussein should please tell Nigerians what non-pensionable salary civil servants paid after retirement they would not pave way to new staff. So it was non-pensionable salary civil servant paid after retirement they would not pave way to new staff. Do you understand the question? Because I
don't even understand.
I don't understand it. Please make it clearer. You had an opportunity right now. Your question would have been answered, but it's not so clear. Now, another story here. We'll round off with this one. Says Supreme Court affirms Imo LP governorship candidate. That story, it's right here. It's a big one in the news. It said wide jubilation broke out at the Secretariat of Labour Party in Abuja when Supreme Court yesterday affirms Senator Atan as the Labour Party governorship candidate of November 11 governorship election in Imo State.
The Labour Party has been heavily divided and factionalized along the lines of those that are pro-Lamidi Papa and those that are pro-Abure. So there's been a contention. Lamidi Papa has been saying, no, whatever candidate they brought out in Imo is not his candidate and all of that. So I think the Supreme Court laying that to rest now, because even the APC still used it again recently. Because I had an interview with some APC stalwart out of Imo, and they were saying, "Oh, we don't even know who is the real candidate of the Labour Party in the election, so we don't want to talk about the Labour Party. They have many candidates." So I think now the APC people will not be able to say that again, because Supreme Court has ruled that Ethan Atronu is the candidate of the Labour Party in the election. So I think that is settled.
Okay. Thank you very much for your analysis this morning. I'm just looking for a story. I wish I could see it. I think he talked about some people that were kidnapped, I think in Nasarawa, or I don't know the state, but they've been freed. and 300,000 naira was paid, and beverage was given to the kidnappers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that caused a lot of brouhaha yesterday is the Kaduna ruling.
Yes.
Kaduna ruling is quite divided. Some media house reported that the governor had been declared inconclusive. And so what did I do is I tried to post every side of view of media out. Some said, the governor was returned and all of that. For rulings like that, especially when it's a split decision, it's good you get a full certified true copy of the ruling. But based on the feelers, because I had to call one of our correspondents in Kaduna, and he said there were two decisions. He said the first decision, which was also a split decision, was the fact that they had discountenanced the case of the PDP because the filing did not follow the speculated threshold. But he said the court now went ahead to rule that if he were to give a judgment of the case in another split decision, it would have called for a rerun. But for you to be able to get the full story, hence the various rulings, yesterday and the various reportage.
Yes.
But for you to get the correct interpretation, it's best wait for the certified true copy. So some media outlets ran along with inconclusive. Some media ran along with it's been returned. In fact, the PDP and the APC issued two different statements, both affirming their victory at the tribunal yesterday in Kaduna. So it was a big day for media. But I think it's just a teachable moment for all of us in media. The fact that, yes, there may be different reportage, but as the audience, you now need to dig deep and watch the reportage based on empirical facts. So the digging deep here will be the certified true copy. So once it's out, then a lot of public education too can go into it. So because I saw it divided the media yesterday, and some people said it's fake news. Those that reported were also reported what was reported in the courts. It was also a part of the judgment that talked about that. The fact that, there should have been a rerun and inconclusive, But also part of the judgment too, earlier, at discounting even the filing of the PDP saying it didn't meet the regulated 21-day threshold. So there are various reporters still on the case. So it just shows that there's a technicality in understanding legal interpretations and all of that. And also, outlets too can now write for a proper interpretation so that the court can release a proper interpretation for the judgments.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. We need to run now for some commercials. We'll be back shortly to continue the program. Keep it here. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Let's do that.
Enugu State government is building a $40 billion economy, among which is the huge International Trade Center. It is the Oji River Industrial Park, the biggest in Africa, located in Ugwoba, few minutes drive to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Anambra State. Oji River Industrial Park is financed by African Development Bank, International Finance Corporation, American Exim Bank, Bank of Industry, Infrastructure Development Bank, Central Bank, Taj Bank, Sukuk Funds, and Development Bank of Nigeria. It is time to invest. Don't wait. Oji River Industrial Park has over 150,000 shop spaces and business plaza with state-of-the-art security cameras, fire-resistant walls, hospitals, fast foods, recreational centers, steady power supply, residential spaces for workers and business owners. Indeed, it is time to invest. For more inquiries, visit ojiriveric.com.ng or call Anosike on 0813 180 1541. Jude 0903 194 9623. Adigbo 0704 713 0361. Eda Patrick 0816 817 0210. This project is in partnership with Zelox Group.
Attention broadcasters, independent producers, and content streamers. This is your chance to buy or sell quality content. At Africast 2023, the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, will be launching the very first ever Nigerian TV and film content hub. Join us from the 24th to the 26th of October at the Marriott Hotel Ikeja, Lagos, and be part of a game-changing experience. Content Hub is your destination for content acquisitions, aggregation, licensing, and distribution of both local and international programs across for broadcasters in Nigeria. For more inquiries, visit www.africast.com.ng. Content Hub, your easy and affordable access to quality and affordable content. Don't miss out. The Africast Content Hub, brought to you by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, in collaboration with NIFS.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at BOP TV for content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. BOP TV, show up, speak up.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and Coldberry ice cream. Delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and Coldberry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and Coldberry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I have Obed Awede with me here, joining via the phone. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mary.
Yeah. Happy Friday to you. Now, the story before us is it's here in the Punch, in Daily Trust newspaper and other papers. It says no confusion about Kaduna Tribunal judgment, says Governor Sani. Uba Sani of Kaduna State has said that there is no confusion about the judgment the governorship election tribunal delivered. But there seems to be some confusions here and there. I would like you to explain.
Okay. emergency judgment that and the right to service agreed on. Then they have another judgment on which two members of the tribunal on one side and the chairman on the other side, that as a minority judgment. The first issue was on a technical ground. The technical ground was that the PDP petition was filed out of time. That is the basis on which the tribunal gave judgment to Obasa that was filed out of time. So on a technical ground, yes. But the other one was on the conduct of the election itself. And the two judges said that the conduct of the election was inconclusive. They actually nullified some of the results and said that INEC should go ahead and conclude the election in some polling units in about 40 or so. So that's where the confusion came. On the one hand, the PDP man is looking at it as, well, at least a majority decision in my favor. And then on the other hand, there's a technical, ground that says that the PDP's election was out of time. So where Ubasani is right, there's no confusion. So it's for the applicant now to say, okay, do they agree with that majority decision of that technical ground or not? If they don't, and they allow that, they allow the other, divided judgment in terms of the conduct of the election to stand, then that means there will be a fresh election. But of course, the governor is right. The governor in the end concluded that on a technical ground, the election was out of order, and so allowed the election result to stand.
Thank you so much for the clarity this morning. And finally, we have here that military intercept 388 million naira stolen crude and arrested 22.
Well, you know that I read the story. This one is actually about those who do these illegal refineries or these bush refineries in the creeks. So what did they find? Some tanks of crude oil and so on and so forth, which is material and something, which is even less than $500,000. But we're also again in terms of theft of $500,000. So what we're saying, we're saying the military and Tantita and the rest of them catch small thieves. But we're saying that they are very big thieves in this whole stealing business. That even the president has spoken about, that there are very big people involved in that and so on. It's for the president to actually go and do what he has to do. I really believe that we're actually chasing shadows with all these, creek refiners, bush refiners that they are cashing. Very easy to catch. You don't go to these wells, bust pipes and then steal the crude and then go refine it and then sell it and so on and so forth. But that is not the kind of thief you're looking for. It's like a man chasing a small thief when you have a bigger one in the neighborhood. So it's for the government to actually do what it needs to do. I expect the president to actually do what he needs to do in terms of fishing out people in positions of responsibility, giving them tasks they fail to deliver. You sack them. You don't just waste time. I think what this customs man said, that because of the price of oil in Nigeria and the quality of Nigerian oil, that's why they are smuggling. I tell myself that what is the job of customs? The job of customs is to check smuggling. When you are telling me because of that they are smuggling, you are not explaining to me why the price of fuel in Nigeria should go up. It doesn't just make sense at all. People are given responsibilities. They should be held, at account for their jobs. And that's all.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Obed. I would have talked more, but because of time, let's anchor it here this morning.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call in and let's talk this morning. 0700 903 903 903. The question I want to ask you is concerning the strike, Labour going on strike. Are you in support of the strike? Do you want Labour to go on strike? Do you want the strike to be effective? I'd like to hear you answer that question. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Mary.
Good morning, Nemeka. Good to hear from you. Happy Friday.
The same to you, my dear. The same to you.
Yeah.
More happiness ahead.
Thank you.
Please, I want to ask you a question, my dear. Is it those girls they kidnapped for Zampara, they released based on 300 million naira?
No, it's 300,000 naira. It's I think a poly student, just one person that was kidnapped.
One, okay. What of those girls? Have they released them?
Oh no, I don't have an update on that yet.
Mary. Anything that happens to women happens to me. You know why I say this? If something happened to women, that means the country has gone with that. Because there is a say that says that if we educate a woman, we educate a nation. If we educate a man, we educate an individual. Our women are the people that kept this peace in this Nigeria where we enjoy today. And they are victims of this rot every blessed day. Now then they suffer. Now their children also they suffer. And the men, so-called strong men, are not doing anything to cushion this. That means they are telling us that terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, all manner of criminal activities have come to Nigeria to stay. That's what they are telling us. Let me tell you, there's no excuse for a failure. If we always have an excuse for a failing, that means we will keep failing all the time. All these men, they have the excuse to telling us that they can't put this nation in order.
Thank you.
Listen, we came out from Chibok years. That shame never go out of our face.
Thank you, Nemeka. Thank you, Nemeka. Thank you. Time is up.
We are welcome, my dear. Let them go bring the girls. Let them go bring them all.
Thank you very much. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call in, and let's get to hear from you. Let's see. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mary. Good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name and the location?
This is Mr. Monday calling you. Long time.
Mr. Monday, long time. Good to hear from you.
Yes. Do you see why this country is so rich, but the wealth of the country does not circulate? How manage the crude oil that we have as we are embezzling? What are they using the money to do? Right, Bounty. What are they using the money to do? All the nations, all the refinery, all the crude oil, what are they carrying to foreign countries? Even the foreign investors are coming here to take our oil, and they are taking it for granted. At least by now, therefore, be crediting this administration that this palliative, they have shared it, and all the poorest of the poor are happy. All the good news we've been hearing, go and read all the headlines. That's why I'm so angry. It's saying, hey, yeah, it is well. Hey, yeah, it is well. That means we are all sick. We are all sick because this nation has passed what we can be wicked in ourselves. All the politicians, they are all selfish and caring for their own self, sending their children abroad. We, the common masses, like me now, are suffering and no future for us. Only God we depend on. Then God has painted this country and created it very well, and this country is very beautiful. Then we use our hand and spoil it and say, hey, this is God, this is devil.
Thank you, Monday. Thank you, Monday. Your time is up. Thank you very much. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call in, and let's talk. I'll take some WhatsApp messages here. I have Chika Bende from Trade Fair says nobody should ask Labour not to go on strike, because if they fail, as cost of things are going higher every day, there will be a lot of criminality, insecurity, and other social vices where President Tinubu is in this whole thing. Nigerians are suffering and running out of patience. Chika Bende from Trade Fair, thank you for your message. Hello, good morning to you, Mr. Darlington.
Mary.
Yeah, good to hear from you. Happy Friday.
Yes, so the weekend is here.
Any plans for the weekend?
In fact, there are so many things for everybody, including the girls.
Go ahead,
So how are
sir.
you?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Mary, please, where is the President Tinubu?
You don't know?
We elect. Eh?
You don't know where your president is?
I'm asking you now. You are in the media. You're supposed to be telling us because the last time I checked,
But
Oscar ended 7 days
you are in Nigeria and you should know where your president is.
You see,
Go ahead, sir.
this thing that we are just talking, it is deeper than we are saying it, though. Something has gone wrong with Nigeria completely. I am not joking. Seriously. Other heads of state have gone back to their country, yet our own is nowhere to be found. Nobody is even telling us anything. He is out there fighting for his certificate standard. Is that why we elected him? I thought he said he went to Ogun State to invoke the spirit of Emiloko. So, is this what the spirit of Emiloko have to offer Nigeria? The spirit of Emiloko, is it the spirit of disaster? The spirit of incompetence? The spirit of trouble? The spirit of misgovernance? Is that the spirit he went to evoke?
Mr. Darling,
to make matters worse. To make matters worse, witches and wizards are telling us that they are playing a role in this government. So who is actually in charge here, Mary?
Mr. Darlington, what headline are you speaking to? What?
Oh, the headline I'm talking about is Tinubu. Where is he?
He's in Paris.
Eh?
He had to make a stopover in Paris. I thought you know that.
To do what? To 7 days after hunger ended.
To discuss national issues.
Are you serious? National issues in Paris,
be calming down, Mr. Darlington. Be calming down. The president is how many days in office? Be calming down.
Look at what is going on in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington. Thank you, Mr. Darlington. Please, when you call, ensure you stick to the headlines here. You can't just come up with something that is not in the headline. It's not here. It's not. Let's have a civil conversation. I know you want to talk about things that you're angry about, but we have a guideline here that we follow. So we give you the headlines, you speak on that headline. Maybe you've done your research, you want to add to it, then you talk on it. You don't just bring and just start talking. The president is in Paris right now. He had a surprise stopover in Paris at the end of the 78th session of the hunger that happened last weekend in New York. So let's take more calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Turn down the volume on your radio set.
Hey, Mr. Darlington asked you about our president, and you cannot give full detail about our president.
If you can, hold on, see, I'm going to cut you off if you don't speak on the headlines. You have to follow the guideline of the program. I will cut you off. Thank you very much. Let's be very civil. We have headlines here that you speak to. So you don't just enjoy the program. Enjoy it is good. If you have contribution, call. If you don't have, just enjoy it. But don't make up stories here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Welcome to the program. Mr. Ikan, good to hear from you. Where are you calling us from this morning?
I'm almost close to all right.
Okay, great. Thank you for calling. Can you speak a bit louder, please, so that I can hear you clearly?
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to start by protest. If the NRC go on strike, comes Tuesday, and my strike will be, I will only listen to the voice of the people. I will not be calling. That is for 1 week, because I don't support the strike.
Okay, you don't support the strike.
I don't want them to go on strike. I don't support the strike for so many reasons. My time is limited, so I will not be telling you why I will not supporting them. I'm only letting you know. My take this morning is the federal government that the labels will obey order. I am now asking, who is pulling who? How many court orders has the federal government been able to obey? Nnamdi Kanu was free. But up to today, that young man is still in prison. And they're asking us, they're asking labor to obey court orders. This is not right. A country that don't believe in justice, that country will never move forward. And we are talking about peace. We are talking about living together. We are talking about harmony. The whites, the federal government, okay, now the labor was saying they want to negotiate, and they have been dancing here and there. At the end of it all, they did not be able to agree with them. And they say labor is to obey court order. I don't support strike like I say. Where it's fine, dog. This road I still complain about is still bad. Please, say something about it. Maybe if we say it, sorry to do something about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ika. We'll keep talking about it until it is fixed. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. I'll go take messages now before I'll come back to the phone lines. Okay. This one says, good morning, Mary. Thank God it's Friday. How can things work out when the federal government don't want to comply with labor? I want to know. I want to know none remain in power forever. Okay, federal government should consider the people as priority, knowing fully well that these people voted for them, or it is when the masses die that they will do something. And let me end it here. Okay, Mary, thank you. Thank you very much for your message. Prince Ayotech Arena Market. You want me to bite my tongue with this message? Prince Ayotech. Now, Benjamin from Shegule says, good morning, Mary. Why is it that when it affects the federal government negatively, it's when they talk about obeying court order? I ask, how many court order have the president of the federal government obeyed? Are we to be all quiet and allow the government to do whatever they like, introducing policy that is anti-people? No, it cannot be. Benjamin from Shogule, thank you very much for your message. Okay, Adegboyega Adedeji says, good morning, Mary. When I hear that Nigerian police are investigating a high-profile matter, I kind of know how it's going to end based on the historical and past antecedent of the police on a high-profile murder case or cases in Nigeria. The truth is, it does not have a closure. The people will be in high spirits, believing there will be justice, but at the end, hopes will be dashed. Oh, Adegboyega Adedeji, thank you very much. I hope this will not be the case of the Mohbad investigation. I really hope so. Let's take a look at another message here. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one is from the Imobe Frank from Alimosho. It says, good morning, Mary. Concerning... Okay, let's see. I'll pick the call later. Now, good morning, Mary. Concerning the Ministry of Work, staffs and the minister's dream in Abuja, is good step in the right direction to correct some laxity. Civil servants should take their job seriously and avoid constant lateness in order to step up productivity. It's quite common among civil servants or government parastatals resuming work almost 10 a.m. It's absolutely wrong. It is not only in the works ministry alone. The minister, on the other hand, shouldn't be too dictatorial. Rather, a formal warning, a circular should have been sent to the staff before such drastic action. Conclusively, it's all a big lesson learned. Mr. Frank, thank you for your message. Okay, let's take calls now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name and location?
My name is Chief Unamka. I'm calling from Solo.
Welcome, Chief. Go ahead, sir.
Well, in fact, we thank God that we wake up today and to face today's day. Like a man was just saying something. We have to be very, 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 very sure on all what we are doing. particularly the government, they make a vote. After said and done, things is going wrong. Why? If somebody said truth in Nigeria, it is not counting. Why? Like, well, what is going on? People are suffering. People are suffering. You can't buy, go to the market and see something to buy, no way. High price. Well, like the last man called that said, where is the president and so on? You see, this is barbaric. I don't know. Okay, look at this. Nnamdi Kanu still in DHS custody. While courts have acquitted him since long, why are they doing some people up and down like that? It's not fair. Let them do something tangible that people who voted and so on will be happy. Well, I don't have anything to say much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much, Chief. I appreciate your contribution this morning. I can take one more call, 0700 903 903 903, as we round off the show this morning. You'll be our last caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mary, good morning.
Mr. Ben, your last caller. You have less than 20 seconds.
Mary, be taking one minute, too. One minute. Okay,
okay, you're taking one minute, Abi. One minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. And don't say thank you 2 times. Just say thank you once and cut the call.
You can hear now, because when we start doing that, they'll say, Mary, you are not doing this.
NSC strike, it doesn't capture us. Do you understand?
Yeah.
After the whole suffer, all of us will participate. At the end, what will be our benefit? Do you understand? Strike is good, but what will be our benefit after everything? As per the advice I is saying, we should sacrifice. The sacrifice he's talking about is that people are dying now. People in the America on the sick bed are dying. People on the life support, medical life support, they are dying now. The drugs are too expensive. People cannot access their health. It's just too bad. And let the Tinubu make a very serious sacrifice on this one.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ben.
Thank
you, Mr. Ben. Thank you, Mr. Ben, from Iba. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you to you for being part of the program today. I'll be here again on Monday, God willing. Ensure that you enjoy your Friday. Coming up next is Ogendi. We'll keep it here. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Mr. Danley.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?